Hello everyone and welcome back. In today's season, we are diving into one of the most important topics in Matrix and Rhino, the 11 commands. These commands are like a common language across all your designs because they work not only for curves but also for surfaces, solids, and more. Once you master these, your workflow will become so much smoother and more efficient. So stay with me, this is going to be a game changer. Let's jump right in. The first command we are going to learn from these 11 is duplicate, which allows you to create multi-copies of any object with just a few clicks. Let me show you how it works with a simple example. Let's say we have a circle drawn at the center point. First, you select the object, then you click on the duplicate command. Rhino will ask you from where do you want to copy it. This is your base point. You can define that base point as the origin, just type 0 and press enter, or simply click on the F4 button on your keyboard. After that, wherever you click on the screen, Rhino will instantly place a copy of your object. This is incredibly useful when you need to repeat a shape multiple times, like placing gemstones around a ring band or creating a pattern. Now, let's move on the next command, control points on. When you draw a simple line, for example, a single line, it has a start point and an end point. But once you've drawn it, those points are no longer visible. So how do you edit the line? That's where control points on comes in. Simply select the line, then activate the control points on command, and instantly all the control points become visible. You can then drag them to reshape the line however you want. And this works for polylines too, just like the single line. It also works for rectangles. You can adjust each corners and side individually to create any shape you need. Now, here's something that might surprise you. A circle is actually made up of 8 control points by default. I know it looks smooth and perfect, but those 8 points are there, waiting for you to edit them. And here's the fun part. By moving those control points around, you can transform a circle into a heart shape, a teardrop, or any other organic form you can imagine. This is one of the most creative tools in Rhino and Matrix. It gives you total control over the shape of your objects. The next command we are going to learn is rebuild. This is a powerful tool that allows you to increase or decrease the number of control points on your object. Let me show you how it works. Take a simple line, for example, click on the object, then run the rebuild command. A window will pop up and you'll see a number inside parentheses. This is the current number of control points that make up your line. For example, if it says 2, it means your line is made up of just 2 points, a start and end. Now, if you change that number to 10 and press enter, and then turn on control points, you'll see that your line is now made up of 10 points. This gives you much more flexibility to reshape the line however you want. You can create smooth, organic curves or more complex shapes by adjusting those points. But here's a very important warning. Never rebuild objects that have sharp corners, like a rectangle. Even if you give it 50 control points, the rebuild process will try to smooth it out and you'll end up with rounded corners, which completely ruins the sharp edges. So, what's the solution? There is a way to rebuild objects with sharp corners. You can split them into separate segments and then rebuild each segment individually. I'll show you how to do that in future season, so stay tuned for that. One more thing to keep in mind, don't use too many control points. If your line has, say, 100 control points, it becomes really difficult to make precise adjustments because there are too many points to manage. On the other hand, if you have too few points, you won't have enough flexibility. So the key is to find the right balance, a number that's high enough to give you control but low enough to keep things manageable. The number of points you choose should depend on two things. 1. The shape of your original line, how complex or simple it is. 2. The shape you want to create, how detailed or smooth you want the final result to be. So, to recap what we covered today, the duplicate commands that quickly create multiple copies of any object, the control points on command, make control points visible for precise editing, the rebuild command that increase or decrease the number of control points, the warning, avoid rebuilding sharp cornered objects like rectangle, and the tip in here is use the right number of control points, not too many and not too few. These tools are essential for any jewelry designer. They give you the power to create, edit, and refine your designs with incredible precision. And that wraps up today's season. We covered 3 of the most important 11 commands: duplicate, control points on, and rebuild. These are tools you'll use constantly in your jewelry designs, whether you're creating patterns, editing shapes, or refining complex models. In the next video, I'll introduce more commands from the 11, and make sure you're subscribed and have notifications turned on. If you found this helpful, please hit like, drop a comment if you have any questions. I read every single one. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy designing.